represent the State Election Commission of Gujarat, and fortunately I have the last session of the day. And in addition, this is talking about an inclusion of a different kind. Everybody has talked about financial inclusion. I'm talking about the inclusion in the democratic process. We are all familiar with ballot paper-based voting and the various challenges that are inherent with this process. Ballot paper, well, first challenge is logistics, second challenge is cost, third challenge is time. It is quite time-consuming. You have one round of counting, somebody raises an objection and you have to go for recounting. One round takes 2 days, the second round takes another 2 days, and that pushes it back a lot. Electronic voting machines have come in vogue, but still they have the inherent challenges of logistics. You have to carry the ballot boxes, you have to basically program the ballot boxes before they are carried away. And there are also hidden challenges. For example, when the counting is happening on that ballot box, and you've got your various officers from the different political parties sitting outside the polling booth, and they can track the voting machine has come from which district, which particular constituency, which polling booth, and they can keep a track of which constituency or ward has actually voted in favor of which party. Therefore, the biased or unbiased nature of elections basically gets compromised. That's where online voting comes in. The basic objectives that were kept in mind is it should be optional, convenient and user-friendly, because the people who will be using will be of different kinds. There will be illiterate people as well, there will be literate folk, there will be the internet-savvy youth. Authenticity of voters, vote cast, and most importantly, non-traceability. You have to have a fair, transparent, secure voting, but you also have to ensure that the voter who has cast his vote cannot be traced back as to who they've voted for. So that was also kept in mind. Maintain the integrity of the digital ballot. You have to make sure that the ballot once cast can only be read on the day of counting, not before. It cannot be tampered with. It should not be modifiable. So all of these points were taken care of. Minimize the costs to stakeholders. There is definitely a one-time cost, one-time investment of setting this entire infrastructure up. But once set, you could configure a poll every day and it wouldn't cost you much. Ensure the availability and reliability of the voting system. You have to build redundancy and then build redundancy for redundancy and then build another layer of redundancy for the system, because you cannot afford a failure. You have to make sure that your servers are redundant, your data center is redundant, your power supply is redundant, your network connectivity is redundant, and keep multiple layers of each one of these. Completeness and adherence to voting protocol. Basically, everybody is out there to question the process. And there's only one defendant, the Election Commission. Every political party will question you, every citizen will question you, and they'll all can drag you to court. So this has to be an absolutely foolproof system, auditable by any agency, and yet it needs to meet the requirements of elections. This is the basic model of how the online voting system works. You've got digital signatures, smart card readers, split passwords, which are spread between the various stakeholders. We have a pre-voting module which takes care of candidate registration, voter registration, election schedule, symbol allocation, returning officers, additional returning officer decisions, presiding officer details, etc. to be catered to. Polling booth, polling agents. If people are familiar with how the entire polling process works, every political party has a nominated polling agent who sits outside the polling booth. Even their details are captured so that they have their respective login and password details so that they can see while the counting is going on. Ballot paper approval, reports, and then the process of casting of the votes on the day of polling. Then there is a pre-polling procedure wherein the polling, the entire system is actually tested before the polling starts on that day. If you're aware, even today when the electronic voting machine is used, it is actually tested before the polling starts at every polling booth. These are the key features of the system: end-to-end security, right from voter registration to result publishing. Strong authentication at every stage, complex passwords, digital certificates, passwords are sent through SMS, voter privacy to ensure no linkage between the voter and the vote that has been cast, voter verifiability. This is the only system which actually gives the voter a receipt that you have cast a vote, and you can actually verify through the system that your vote has been counted or not. So the system gives you that provision. It is an encrypted receipt that is given. Integrity of election results, bilingual user interface, fully accessible internet voting channel. I'll just browse through this. This is the technology part. The options are twofold. One is voting from residence, and optionally you could go to an e-polling booth and vote from there. 3-step voting, online registration. Second step is account activation, couple of days before the actual vote polling is done. And thirdly, cast your vote on the voting day. Some of the highlights of this initiative, I'll just let you browse through this because of paucity of time. And the impacts and benefits, of course, it's self-explanatory. The only challenge of this entire system is that there are a lot of questions raised as to the sanctity of the entire system. Everybody is out there to question whether it is safe, it is foolproof. And believe you me that we have actually gone through a complete audit of the system by a High Court judge in the presence of various hackers and other IT professionals. I'll close here because of lack of time, and thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is very critical information last time, last few words.
No, that's good enough, I guess.
If you allow me, I have some,
Sure,
it's very interesting. First question is to you, is there anywhere in the world this online voting is there?
Sir, I'm representing State Election Commission.
India.
Apart from India? Apart from India, sir, various countries have dabbled their feet in it. E-voting has been tried in the UK, it has been tried in the US. Some places it has been partially successful, not very successful anywhere yet. But this has been used by Gujarat in the municipal elections in Ahmedabad as well as in Gandhinagar.
My second question will sound stupid, but I'm tempted to ask. As an election commission representative, how much, how percentage-wise, how much you think that it is the results are corrupt, so for which we have to make such a costly system? How much percentage?
Sir,
in India?
I'm only representing the election commission, so I cannot.
There is no camera here.
No, sir. I cannot put a number on it because I am only representing them. I do not officially belong to the State Election Commission.
Okay. No, because my question was coming from that. If there is a 2 to 3%, 4% is misused, this is a very, very costly and very strong system.
How costly is the system, is the question.
No, I will tell you, your non-traceability is directly conflict with the non-reputability of an electronic system. When I put something from my mail, that's a cyber crime. When I put from my machine, which has got a TCP/IP protocol, I cannot in the court of law, even if I send you a gali message, obscene, I cannot prove that it has not gone from my machine because I am not supposed to give my password to anybody. You got my point?
Agreed,
now
sir.
you are telling opposites, that I will send from an authenticated machine, but system cannot trace from where it has come.
No, sir. The system can trace where the vote has come from. Who it has been voted for cannot be traced.
Okay, now there is a serious issue. That this hall has been sold after 6 o'clock to some other party. We have to vacate. So thank you very much. So there is a requirement of photo sessions of all the presenters. Please do come forward. We are not presenters. We will not be there.
No, you are the...
Who is taking over? Who is the fellow? Weight is 80 kg.
It's better than saying cheese.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.